What's going on, guys? Just wanted to talk today about the reason why if you've got like these bullet holes in your training and your nutrition, where when I say bullet holes, meaning that there's a lot of inconsistency happening. You can't seem to get to the gym regularly. You have lost your motivation to work out, or you just keep like slipping up on your diet. You've got kind of you know what to do, and you kind of got a plan that you're following, but then maybe you put in 12-hour days at the office, or you're just like starving at the end of the day, and as much as you want to stick with the diet plan, you just can't seem to stop pulling into the fast food drive-through, or you're like eating the food that's sitting around, all the crap that they got sitting around at work, things like that, right? And it tends to lead to a lot of inconsistency, right? Skipping the workouts, or just not doing the things you need to do, not eating right, and you're really not seeing the changes that you want. And it's like, no matter how hard you try, and you might try to, everything you can think of to motivate yourself, or maybe, you really get pissed off at yourself. Maybe, you give yourself a lot of crap about it. You try to, do all these different ways to motivate yourself and pick yourself up and kind of, get things going. But, maybe you go good for a little bit, and then again, it just keeps kind of repeating itself, right? It's just inconsistency after inconsistency, and it gets really frustrating, right? And then, you kind of thinking, maybe I need a new diet, or maybe I need another workout program, or, whatever it is. We're kind of always jumping around, and it's like this never ending cycle. We never really get where we want to go. Every time we take a couple steps forward, we take a couple steps backward, and, and it just makes you want to give up sometimes and quit, and, kind of rip your hair out at the roots maybe a little bit. So I want to talk about why that's happening, and really why a lot of times, I've talked about this before, that motivation and willpower and all that, it's great, to try to, get fired up and everything, and use that. But the problem is that it doesn't work very long, right? It really doesn't, no matter what, we read, or, we can watch videos on YouTube, read these motivational quotes or books, or, whatever we're doing, watch like videos of people training hard, working out, doing the things we want to do. But before we know it, like, we're right back at the beginning where we started again, still struggling to do the things we know we need to do to get the body, the health, the strength, the performance that we want, right? And, let's face it, after 40, it doesn't get any easier, because we've got work obligations, we've got family commitments, we've got just so much going on in so little time as it is, we're a lot of times just stressed out, burning the candle at both ends. We're exhausted all the time, and it's really tough. So I want to talk to you a little bit, though, about why kind of, the motivation strategies don't work, and really hopping diet to diet, or trying different workouts or whatever, it doesn't really do a whole lot, right? And the reason why is because a lot of the times, like I've said this before, that whenever we need to motivate ourselves, this is kind of key number one. If you're inconsistent with your training and your diet, and you're not seeing the results you want, but the only reason why we need to motivate ourselves is when we're doing things that we'd rather not be doing, right? So it's anytime, think about it, any time that you're doing stuff that you love to do you really have to get fired up and talk yourself into doing it, or try to make yourself do it? You really don't, right? And that's the thing, when we're trying to motivate ourselves, because a lot of the times we're doing things that we'd rather not be doing. So that's kind of key, the kind of the overall of it all. So if you really look at what you're doing, look at your workout program, look at, the nutrition guidelines, or the diet, or whatever it is that you're following, really take a look at it and ask yourself, is this something that I really enjoy doing, or is this something I'm doing because I feel like I need to, I have to, maybe other people have done it and they got great results, and you just think like, you're supposed to be doing that. But really ask yourself, is this really something that I really enjoy? And this is one of the things that I remember struggling a lot with it. I went through a period where I was having so much trouble staying consistent on my workouts. And, and it went on for, I want to say, a good, couple years or so. Maybe even longer than that. I really, really struggled. I'd go good for a while, and then I'd go like way off for a while. And I couldn't figure it out. I'd rack my brain trying to motivate and fire myself up. And really what it came down to was the realization that I really didn't. I was doing the things that I thought I had to do, because everybody else was doing it, or I read something about it, or like for me, being a trainer and a fitness and performance coach, I knew certain like things, that needed to be in place. But the problem was that, I didn't take into account that because I didn't enjoy what I was doing, there was no way I was going to stick with it. So you're almost better off like sticking with a diet that may not be the best diet, but it's something you can stick with, right? Long term, rather than trying to have like the perfect diet in place that you can't stick with. Same goes for working out. And that's what I did. I found something that I really, really enjoyed doing, because I found like I was dreading my workouts a lot. I was like, oh God, here we go. I got to do this. And I just decided like enough, I got to stop doing this kind of crap and find something I really love to do. And that's what I did. And ever since then, I have not had any issues with the workouts. Here and there I might miss, a workout, but honestly it's very, very rare. And it's not because I've got some supreme level of motivation or because I'm, the fitness guy. Believe me, I may be trained clients and things like that, but, I'm not a fitness guy. I struggle like, just like everybody else does, but that was one of the big things that I learned, is that, once I found something I really enjoyed, and I've done this with clients too, who were trying diets and workouts and all kinds of things they could never stick to. And just in starting to work with them, finding things that they really enjoyed doing and putting it together in a way that was aligned with the results they wanted to achieve, right? So we find something that we enjoy doing, and now all we have to do is we got to kind of align it with what we want to achieve. Right? So sometimes, the results might come a little bit slower, but at least you'll be more consistent. You'll be able to keep making progress, right? And progress leads to success, right? But that's the key. It's got to start with consistency, and you're never going to find the consistency you need when you're feeling like you have to keep motivating yourself and trying to get yourself to do stuff because deep down you really don't want to do it. So find what it is that you enjoy. That's kind of the take-home message here. And if you really want to do something here, let's do something here. Let's, while we're here, while you're watching, if you're watching this far, let's start a comment below, in the comment threads below, and just let me know. Leave a comment about, what is it that you're doing right now? Could be workout related, could be diet related, could be both. But write in the comments section, what are you doing right now that you do not enjoy? Start there, write that down, and that'll really kind of help to open your eyes a little bit, because that always lets you know where it is that you need to start making changes. All right, that's it for me today. I hope that helps. Leave a comment. Let's start a conversation about it, see what you come up with, and I'll help as best I can. All right, you guys take care. I'll talk to you soon. Be unstoppable.